On the road to MotoGP, this is FAB-Racing.
The number 26 of Mick Williams is who is on pole position with that deserved pole position ahead of the number 230 of Mark Parker. The number 90 of Jason and Leo Greenstreet, they will line up in third place ahead of John Hosker, the number 127, who I had to have a go with at Rower. He lines up in fourth ahead of Vince Bailey and Dave and Iona Glover in sixth place on the number 3 outfit.
Yeah, Jason and Leo Greenstreet, who almost just missed out on a big accident in Quali 2 early on. It was a pretty stunning recovery. How he managed to keep it out of the wall was very impressive. We'll see if that is in the back of their minds as they roll into their grid slot. I believe Adrian and Claire Emms have joined us for this race as well, so it's great to see. Of course, those guys picked up a race win the last round of the season last time around, and it was that was a great race to see them as they were fighting for the win with Mick Williams and Michael Elms unfortunately having a little bit of an off race. However, this time around, the guys will be lining up on pole position, getting ready to send it down to turn 1. And the blue and yellow striped machine, well, we'll see how finely tuned it is. As that gap in qualifying shows you that they are on it. They are ready to go. They want another championship.
Yeah, and you'd have to put your money on them because they are looking strong once again, Mick Williams and Michael Elms. They will be looking to start off their 2021 campaign strong as they get off to a good start off the line. And that's also a good start further back from the orange outfit as well. But it is the number 26 of Mick Williams and Michael Elms that are absolutely flying out the front of this one. They've already checked out and we've done, 3-4 corners?
Yeah, and that was Adrian and Claire Emms that had a good start up into second place on the orange and brown unit. But as you say, your pole sitters, Mick Williams and Michael Elms, already charging around the back end of the circuit with a good second and a half gap already. And that shows you just how in sync they are as passenger and, of course, as rider. And we made allusions to it last time when we last saw them out, is that the passenger is as important as the rider when it comes to this sidecar, because of course they are the only way the rider gets around these corners. You need the body weight to transfer all 3 wheels around the corner, because of course if you unfortunately lose your rider, like we saw at Rower between the 2 Greenstreets, is they lose all sorts of momentum as we see a move there for second place, and that is Mick Parker that gets up past Adrian Emms. But you lose all momentum. Of course, you've got 3 wheels on this bike. You want all 3 of them on the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is so crucial and so essential that these guys work together, and the passenger really transfers that weight from one side of the outfit to the other. And one outfit that we see doing that really well is the guys out the front that are leading it, setting fastest laps, miles faster than anyone else. Mick Williams is just absolutely, and his passengers absolutely all over the back of the outfit, and it really pays off. And you can see it because he's just flying out the front. But Adrian and Claire Emms to get up into third place in this one is really brilliant stuff from them, considering they only showed up a few hours ago, so they haven't had the track time that everyone else has had. Mark Parker on the number 230 in second. He's cleared off now, so he's in a bit of a lonely second ahead of Adrian and Claire Emms. A little bit further back is the number 369 outfit of Vince Bailey. Dave and Iona Glover on the number 3 outfit, they're in 5th, ahead of Jason and Leo Greenstreet in 6th, and 7th is John Hosker. But it just looks like we've lost the Greenstreets and John Hosker from this one, as they're not showing up on our timing.
No, so 5 bikes left in this one, and the one at the front is your reigning champions, the 26 of Mick Williams and Michael Elms, and they've got a pretty comfy and healthy lead. Last time around, they were 5 seconds faster than anyone else. They've currently got themselves just over 10 seconds advantage. It's now 15 seconds. They're taking 5 seconds a lap over anyone else. And unfortunately, Mark Parker and Adrian Emms can't do anything about the dominance we're seeing already from the reigning champions, who are just out there, just doing their thing. And we've made note of it. Every time we've seen this pairing, the 26 of Mick Williams and Michael Elms, they look so smooth on the bike. Every single corner, they seem to nail the apex. They seem to roll out of the corner perfectly. It is just, Mini F1 Sidecars done to an absolute art.
I can only imagine how they must feel just going out there and dominating every session, always seeing their names at the top by a considerable margin, going out there, destroying the rest of the field. It must feel incredible, and it deservedly so, because they work so hard for it. They're doing all the right things and all the right places. They really are a joy to watch as we watch them navigate their way round this Lydd kart circuit here on the southeast coast of England. They're doing a brilliant job around here, and they do a brilliant job around every circuit they go to. 4 laps into this 6-lap race, and it looks as if we are coming to the closest stages, and they look pretty confident at the front of this one.
Yeah, and they're about to take the last lap board, are your leaders, the 26 of Mick Williams and Michael Elms. And that gap now 20 seconds over Mark Parker in second. Adrian and Claire Emms 3 seconds back off of Mark Parker in third place, Vince Bailey. And behind them in fifth place is Dave and Iona Glover, who are 5 seconds back. But well, it is already shown just how strong your reigning champions can be as they get ready to circulate for the final time, and have absolutely dominated from start to finish. Even off the line, they just seem to just disappear up the roads, and by turn one already had about a 1.5 seconds advantage over anyone else. But the checker flag is awaiting them as they make their way onto the back straight for the final time, as they tuck in, and the Mini F1 Sidecars is going to be won by an absolute country mile. Mick Williams rounds the final corner, takes the checkered flag, and is your first race winner of the season, starting off exactly how they wanted to, and that is with an absolutely blistering first race. They went purple in the last time around, a 48.553, and well, we're now waiting for Mark Parker to come up to the line very, very shortly to take the checker. And it's going to be a good second place there for the 230 machine as they take the checkered flag, come home in second place. And the margin between first and second, 26.8 seconds. What a race there from your race winners, Mick Williams and Michael Elms.
To be dominating a 6-lap race, or a 5-lap race rather, no, it's 6-lap race by 26.8 seconds is an incredible margin, and they really are such a joy to watch. But the number 2 throw of Mark Parker, brilliant job there from those guys. Adrian and Claire Emms from the back of the grid up into third, brilliant ride from them as well. Vince Bailey in fourth on the number 369. Dave and Iona Glover will come across the line in fifth as well. So brilliant job from all of these guys. Entertaining stuff from the guys at the front once again. Brilliant to see masters of the craft in this around this Lydd kart circuit.
Next up, we've got some sidecar action, and well, it's a unique class. It's always a lot of fun. It's a lot of drifting. Keeping the 3 wheels on the tarmac is always the important thing, and that is why the passenger is so important to these drivers, these riders that are motoring these guys. But the 127 is a bike that we managed to strap a camera to and have a lap around this Lydd circuit. And this is what it looks on board for the rider. You can see how low down they are to the circuit. And Trystan, you managed to get a ride on one of these bikes back up at last season at Aurora. Tell us from your point of view as a passenger, apart from the screaming and the yelling, what it feels like as you get dragged around these sort of circuits at quite a pretty decent speed.
Dragged is definitely the word. It looks a lot quicker when you're on there than when it looks from the side. It was very stiff. I was very scared. That's all I really remember.
But it is definitely something to give a go if you have a chance. But yesterday's race was won in pretty convincing fashion by your reigning champions, Mick Williams and Michael Elms. And well, straight off the line, they had a monumental gap over anyone else. Adrian and Claire Emms getting a really good launch from P3 into P2, but just losing it on the exit of the second corner and dropping back into third place. But the Emms pairing doing a great job. They managed to pick up a win at the end of the final race of last season back at Red Lodge, but it was your reigning champions, the 26 of Mick Mick Williams and Michael Elms that cruised to a 25-second victory over the rest of the field.
Yeah, he absolutely dominated the field, did Mick Williams and Michael Elms, as we are so used to seeing. You can see them there parked on pole position where they belong. They took pole position by a convincing 5 seconds, it pretty much was, in qualifying. So we can expect to see them going out there and dominating once again. It's down to the rest of the field. It's down to the likes of Mark Parker, the two Emmses, to try and see if they can get past the number 26 of Mick Williams. And the only thing they can do when he has such superior pace is just get in front, try and break his rhythm, keep snapping back at them, try and hold them up a bit. Because, I mean, when you have such superior pace, I mean, 5 seconds a lap quicker at one point yesterday, the only thing they can do is try and mess with him.
Yeah, but we'll see who gets the launch off the line as they get ready to look to the lights to start the second race of the season for the Mini F1 Sidecars. And it's a great start. Once again, behind, there's a little bit of contact there between.
And that's Mark Parker, who I think's got a problem because he's dropped right back and you can see him fiddling with the throttle. So I think that's Mark Parker possibly out of this one because he's dropped right back there. But like you say, brilliant start from your leaders.
Yeah, and but it is Mick Williams and Michael Elms that do get the launch off the line and up into the lead of this one. Jason and Leo Greenstreet closing in on Adrian and Claire Emms. You can see it back, and there's contact between the pair of them. That's the 13 and Michael and Adrian and Claire Emms that bang on exit of the long hairpin at the back end of the circuit. But everyone's still in the race, which shows you that we've got a bike off to the side of the road. That looks as though that might be is that the Emms pairing. It looks as though it might have been that had a little bit of contact with one of their compatriots out on circuit. But we go around the first lap. But it is your race winners and reigning champions already gapping out by 5.3 seconds.
And the Greenstreet's looking really strong here. They're taking every opportunity to get on the grass, and they both go off to the side of the circuit. They're taking a shortcut there, trying to turn around to get back onto the circuit. They're desperate to try and get back onto tarmac. You can see, I was just saying how racy the Greenstreets looked, and they were trying to take the grass route there. Perhaps not the best way around the circuit, and that was the two Greenstreets, Jason and Leo, and also the Emmses that went off onto the side of the circuit there. Drama at the beginning of this race.
Yeah, and Jason and Leo Greenstreet almost had a huge incident there in qualifying on Friday as Leo lost his balance going into the first corner and they went spearing towards the tyre wall. Somehow they managed to miss the barrier, and once again, luckily for both the pair of bikes, they managed to miss that tyre wall and they're back in the race. However, it is now Vince Bailey up into the lead, into second position. John Hosker on the 127, who we managed to get that ride on during the Friday practice session, now up into a podium position in third, with Mark Parker in fourth place, Dave Iona Glover in fifth place, and of course that's that pairing that had the contact, Adrian and Claire Emms and Jason and Leo Greenstreet, dropping down from a decent podium position to 6th and 7th.
Yeah, battles all through this field, like you say, but Jason Greenstreet really suffering from that move earlier on, and the Emmses are of course also in 6th, so both those guys have really suffered from that incident earlier on. It gave us plenty of drama, but it just unfortunately robbed us of a battle between those guys. Vince Bailey doing a brilliant job on number 369 outfit to stay in second place. John Hosker, who we had on the onboard with him, and I got to be a passenger with him last year. He's third place in this one, so a good ride. Or do you ride or drive a sidecar?
That's a good question. They've got 3 wheels, so I'd say you drive them, but that is the 3 of Dave Iona Glover getting up past the 127. It looks as though there might be a bike issue for John Hosker. He was slow off exit, but Dave Iona getting the move done through the final corner and into a podium position, so a good move there from the number 3 bike. But it is now Mick Williams from Vince Bailey and Mark Parker in third place. Sorry, Dave Iona moving up to 4th place. John Hosker now dropping down to 5th. And possibly a slow bike issue for the 127s. But it is the reigning champions and the race winners from yesterday now leading by, well, last time around it was up in the 15 seconds. We'll see what it is as it comes around as they start another lap. But they're on the penultimate lap of this one, and they've once again got an absolutely astronomical 20.8 second lead over Vince Bailey.
In the space of 4 laps, being consistently 5 seconds a lap quicker than anyone else is such impressive pace from Mick Williams and Michael Elms. Like we said, what the other guys had to do was try and get in front and try and upset their rhythm, but they didn't even have a chance of that because their starts are perfect as well. They are not making any mistakes around this Lydd kart circuit, and that is the green streets that are off to the side of the circuit once more. Some problems for Jason and Leo, so really unfortunate there. Hopefully they'll be able to get back into this race, but it doesn't look likely as we head on to start the final lap of Asking. It is the number 26 leading this one by a long shot.
Yeah, and you can see the lean angle that Mick Williams and Michael Elms use when they go into every corner. They're really using each other. It's not just the passenger that leans into the corner as well. Mick Williams doing a great job of doing as using his body weight to keep all three tyres using as much adhesion as possible on the tarmac as we go around this Lydd kart circuit for the final time. He's coming down the back straight, and the 26 is looking at once again picking up another win on the season, and would add it to what has been a pretty impressive last 2 years. Takes the checkered flag. What a win once again for the 26 of Mick Williams and Michael Elms. They take another victory here in the Mini F1 Sidecars. The 127 of John Hosker comes across the line a lap down after having seemingly a little bit of a bike issue there, and behind, well, Vince Bailey's still holding on to second place ahead of Mark Parker. Dave and Iona Glover in fourth place are a few seconds back from them. But what can you say about Mick Williams? Once again, just winning by an absolute country mile.
There's nothing to say that we haven't already said about Mick Williams. Just absolute perfection. Both of these guys, Mick and Michael Elms, right at the front of the... Sorry, Mick Williams, right at the front of this one, just absolutely destroying everyone else, and it's incredible to see. It's brilliant to watch because to see people have absolutely mastered their craft and streets ahead of anyone else. And it was Vince Bailey that came in second, Mark Parker in third, so a brilliant podium for those guys as well. And it was a replay from the start. Mark Parker had a big problem, some contact there with John Hosker as well. Brilliant start from Mick Williams it was, and it was those guys that got ahead and led pretty much or completely the whole race. Contact all through the field as the Emms had contact there, and Jason and Leo Greenstreet just launched it into the second corner completely. A little bit too hot in there. Both go off the circuit trying to get back on. You see how desperate they both were to get those outfits turned around and back onto the circuit, and it was then they rejoined towards the back of the race. Unfortunate for both of those outfits, but unfortunately that is racing. Mark Parker did manage to get back out there as the number 3 also circulated and enjoyed a good race, but it was the number 26 of Mick Williams and Michael Elms that destroyed the field. Unfortunately, the Green Streets race ended in tragedy with them pulling to the side of the circuit, but it was Mick Williams and Michael Elms that destroyed the field to take their second win, 100% win rate in 2021 for the number 26.
And we have the 26, who seems to be an absolute master of the start. So we see as they look to the lights, does he manage to have another one of these rockets underneath that 26? You can see once again, it is an absolute stunning start from the 26 going into turn 1, being followed by the 127 of John Hosker. Behind, everyone starting to filter into position, but it is your reigning champions, the 26 of Mick Williams and Michael Elms, once again leading this one.
Yeah, Jason and Leo Greenstreet just got off to a bit of a bogged start there, possibly some problems with that outfit, or maybe just bogged the start there, and they lost a lot of positions off of their third spot. So unlucky for them. They had an unlucky race earlier on as well with the incident that we saw. Of course, Jason Greenstreet and Leo, this is only his third meeting as a passenger on one of these outfits, so learning all the time, trying new seat positions and adapting to the outfit as much as he can. But it looks as if they're back and ready under racing here, but it's now Claire and Adrian Emms that are all over the back wheel there, and they're just trying everything they can to get through on Vince Bailey just ahead. But Mick Williams and Michael Elms one lap down, and they already have a 4-second lead ahead of the number 127 John Hosker. We're missing Mark Parker from the grid this time around. Seemed to have some problems in the race earlier on, so possibly some technical gremlins just haunting them in this one, so unfortunate for them. But Mick Williams and Michael Elms out there doing what they do best, stretching out a lead at the front, and it's all down to the rest to battle it out. John Hosker currently in a bit of a lonely second place on the number 127 outfit, and it's all about this battle for third place. The number 369, Vince Bailey, and the number 76 of Adrian Emms. Adrian doing everything he can to try and get past Vince, but he's got a little bit of breathing space now. Does Bailey over the two Emmses? Yeah,
as Adrian drifting it around that final corner, trying to carry as much speed onto the main straight as they go in towards turn 1, but has lost a little bit of time over that last lap. They got very, very close into turn 4 on that last lap, and after that they just got compromised on exit to the next chicane, and he's dropped off around about half a second, but now getting back on it, and it looks as though Adrian's very strong in this opening section of the lap. Goes a little bit wide there through turn 3, and that's cost him around about half a second or so, but he's very much keen to throw it into turn 1 and to turn 2 at the two fast chicanes. However, the partnership that are very much keen to throw into every single corner is your leading partnership, the 26 of Mick Williams and Michael Elms, who seem to be, well, hitting their markers, hitting everything, pinpoint perfectly as they make their way through turn 1 with 3 laps left to go in this one. The 26 bike has been in absolutely sensational form so far this season, showing exactly why they are the reigning champions.
3 laps down and 3 laps to go in this Mini F1 Sidecar Race 3. This is the closing race for round 1 here at Lydd. Of course, 3 more races to go tomorrow. That is going to be round 2 for the Mini F1 Sidecars. But so far, it has been complete domination from your 2020 champions, Mick Williams and Michael Elms, just throwing themselves around that outfit and going around this circuit at a considerable rate and considerably faster than anyone else. Last time over the line, it was 11.2 seconds that they had over anyone else. Well, what is it going to be this time around? Probably considerably more than that, because we're going to have to wait a while for John Hosker to come back over the line, because these guys absolutely flying out the front, setting fastest lap after fastest lap, and really close lap times, really consistent lap times. 49.3 is their best, 49.4 was their last lap time. So we're just still waiting for John Hosker, so we can see 15.5 seconds is the gap between Mick Williams and John Hosker. Absolute domination out the front by the number 26, riding and driving really, really, really well. So brilliant stuff. Just coming round to lap the number 3 of Dave and Iona Glover there, enjoying life. You'll also see Iona Glover over in having fun in the pit bike 140s and over in the Moto teams as well. So keep an eye out for her, because she's been having lots of fun. Had a little bit of a crash earlier on and got a little bit winded, but hopefully all up and okay now.
Yeah, absolutely so. And they, as you say, just been passed by your current race leaders and going on to their final lap, Mick Williams and Michael Elms with that fastest lap. And last time around, a little bit slower. It was only a 50.9, but still 3 seconds faster than anyone else on circuit. And the 26 machine is on absolute fire as they go around the back end of the circuit, coming into the second sector of the lap. And you can see they work in perfect sync with each other. Just a brilliant pairing on that bike, and you can see just how brave they are as a pair, just to sweep in using their body weight to transfer the momentum of the bike around the circuit as they come down the back straight for the final time. Mick Williams and Michael Elms are going to go 3 for 3 in the Mini F1 Sidecar, and they open the season with a hat-trick. Congratulations, what a win, what a way to start the season. Exactly what we're used to seeing from the Mini F1 Sidecars. Mick Williams and Michael Elms, your reigning champions. John Hosker, the 127, that bike seems to have held its own, because that bike seems to have issues all the time, but it looks as though if all things go to plan, they're going to be coming down the back straight and will be taking a podium as they just about get sat up there. But it is a podium for the 127. John Hosker gets himself into second position. Vince Bailey does hold on to third place ahead of Adrian Emms and Claire Emms, who come home in fourth place ahead of Jason and Leo Greenstreet, and Dave and Iona Glover back in sixth place. But what can you say? Mick Williams, Michael Elms, once again showing you exactly how you drive these Mini F1 sidecars. Yeah, 3 from 3 for these guys. They are the 2020 champions for a reason. They've been in the game a long time, and it really shows, because you can really tell they are masters of the craft. When they go out there, they absolutely destroy the rest of the field. They have fun whilst doing it, and it is an absolute joy to watch. John Hosker, a brilliant second place for him and his passenger, with Vince Bailey in third on the number 369 as well. Keep an eye out for Vince later on in the Moto teams as well.
On the road to MotoGP, this is FAB Racing.